So we are live and we are going to get ready to get started.
Are we ready?
Looks like Leslie's connecting to audio.
Well, you gotta still, oh, that's me. You just say the magic word. Well, will we see a picture of her or is she just gonna be hiding in the background?
That I'm not sure. She may just be audio. I know she's going to try to get us started here. So if we want to go ahead and get started.
Okay, we'll get started if that's good with you, Jasmine.
Sounds good.
Okay, we're gonna call the City of Seaside Traffic Advisory Committee meeting to order on Tuesday, May 19th, 2020 at 5 o'clock. I'm gonna call the meeting to order at 5:02 and roll call. Ms.
All right.
Jasmine,
Councilmember Pacheco,
here.
Deputy Chief Judy Velas,
Here.
Chief Dempsey,
Full Jill.
Here. Here.
thank you. Senior Planner Rick Medina,
Here.
and Interim City Engineer Scott Otmar.
Ooh.
Here.
Okay, seeing everybody here, I believe we're going to do the review of the agenda. Are there any items that arose after the 72 hours of posting deadline? Going once.
None that I
Jasmine,
received.
So I'm going to assume no. Okay, public comment. Anybody from the public want to speak to this group for up to and not to exceed 3 minutes? Public comment is now the opportunity, and please mention your name and your city. Is there any public comment?
None that I have received.
Okay. Number A, approval of minutes from the April 21, 2020 meeting. Is there a motion to approve the minutes?
I make a motion.
Is there a second? Is there a
Second.
second? Thank you. All in favor? You have to do this by roll call. Roll call, Ms. Parker, Ms. Jasmine.
Councilmember Pacheco,
Yes?
DC Velas,
Yes.
Chief Dempsey,
Yes.
Rick Medina,
Yes.
Scott Otmar.
Yes.
Okay. Going to the business items. Consider the installation of red curbs on LaSalle at Lindbergh Court. Staff, do you want to give a brief report?
Yes, this is Misty Bradshaw, Associate Engineer with the City of Seaside. I'm here to address the item of consider the installation of a red curb on LaSalle at Lindbergh Court. The purpose of this item is for the Traffic Advisory Committee to consider the installation of a red curb on LaSalle Avenue at the school crosswalk at the intersection of Lindbergh Court. It is recommended that the Traffic Advisory Committee approve the installation of the red curb. LaSalle Avenue is classified as a collector roadway with a speed limit of 30 miles per hour with reduced speeds in the school zone of Ord Terrace Elementary School, which is situated to the north side of LaSalle Avenue. There are angled parking spaces along the frontage of the school. The south side of LaSalle Avenue is a residential neighborhood consisting primarily of single-family homes. The intersection of LaSalle Avenue and Lindbergh Court is a three-way intersection with a yellow painted school crosswalk across of LaSalle Avenue. The intersection of LaSalle Avenue with Lindbergh Court is not stop controlled, and vehicles are to yield to pedestrians in the crosswalk when they are present. The City of Seaside Public Works Department is requesting the red curb to be installed from the crosswalk on the south side of LaSalle Avenue to encompass the distance from the driveway approach of 1768 LaSalle to the ADA accessible curb ramp. Staff has observed the limited visibility of pedestrians when cars park directly up to the crosswalk, and many of these pedestrians are school-age children attending Ord Terrace Elementary School. Staff has reviewed the conditions of the area. And per the California Vehicle Code, section 22522, no person shall park a vehicle within 3 feet of any sidewalk or access ramp constructed at or adjacent to a crosswalk. There's approximately 23 feet available for parking from the edge of the driveway of 1768 LaSalle to the beginning of that ADA ramp. A standard parallel parking space is around 22 to 26 feet in length, whereas when it's on an end space, it can have a minimum of 20 feet in length. Taking into consideration of the CVC limits of the no parking within 3 feet, there's approximately 20 feet remaining for a vehicle to park. Given the crosswalk is on a collector roadway where the standard speed limit is 30 miles per hour, and the crosswalk is a main walking route for the elementary school, it would be recommended to paint more than just the 3 feet of the red curb to prevent vehicles from parking up to the crosswalk, to be able to provide sufficient sight visibility for oncoming vehicles to see these pedestrians and yield to them before they enter the crosswalk. Therefore, the installation would eliminate 1 on-street parking space. And it is recommended that the TAC approve the installation of the 23 feet of red curb from the driveway apron of 1768 LaSalle to the curb ramp on the south side of LaSalle Avenue at Lindbergh Court in order to improve the visibility and safety of pedestrians utilizing the existing school crosswalk. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Is there any questions on that item from the committee? Seeing none, is there any public comment on that issue?
We have not received any comment on this issue.
Okay, and just the one, before we bring it back, the 23 feet versus the 3 feet, has that neighbor that lives in that area, have they been notified and aware of potential concerns related to parking?
They have
Or they-
received, they've
they would-
received the the TAC notice for this meeting. That is all I am aware of.
Okay. And based on your base judgment, it's not going to impact, the safety is obviously a necessity, but it's not going to impact them terribly as far as parking on that strip because it's a wide road in general. Would you suggest that to be true?
Yes, I would agree to that, as well as it's a corner lot, so there is available parking along Lindbergh Court as well that could access that property.
Okay, good. So bringing it back to the committee for a discussion, for consideration or recommendation.
I'll make a motion for approval of staff recommendation.
Is there a second?
I'll second it.
Okay, so we have to do a roll call vote. Ms. Parker or Ms. Dolan?
It's okay. All right. So Councilmember Pacheco,
Yes.
DC Velaz,
Yes.
Chief Dempsey,
Yes?
Rick Medina,
Yes.
Scott Otmar.
Yes.
All right,
Okay.
passes unanimously.
Thank you. Item B, consider a second driveway approach for 2095 Peralta Avenue. Staff report? Hello. Okay, thank you. Can you hear anybody talking? I don't.
I do not either.
Good. And not good, but
Leslie, you are muted.
Is that better? Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Yep.
Yes.
Okay. Let me make my screen smaller. Sorry, give me one moment. I don't know how to do that. I'm sorry, I'm having difficulty changing the size of my screen.
While she's doing that,
Oh,
Jasmine.
I got it. Okay.
Okay, good. Thank you.
Okay, sorry. So the purpose of this item is for the Traffic Advisory Committee to consider a second driveway approach at 2095 Peralta Avenue. The Seaside Municipal Code allows second driveways or additional curb cuts based upon the approval of the Traffic Advisory Committee. The owner of the property located at 2095 Peralta has obtained a building permit to construct an accessory dwelling unit and has submitted a TAC application requesting a second driveway to be located off of Military Avenue. 2095 Peralta Avenue is located on the southwest corner of Military Avenue and Peralta Avenue. Military Avenue is 40 foot wide, measured from face of curb to face of curb, with parallel parking and sidewalks measuring approximately 4 feet wide on both sides of the street. There is one lane of traffic in east and west direction. Military is classified as a collector street with posted speed limit of 30 miles per hour. Peralta Avenue measures 36 feet wide from face to curb with parallel parking and sidewalks measuring approximately 4 feet wide on both sides of the street. At this location, traffic is north-south direction with one lane of traffic in each direction. Peralta Avenue is classified as a residential street with a speed limit of 25 miles per hour. Although Military is classified as a collector, the section or area of Military and Peralta serves residents within this area. Peralta Avenue is a loop that connects to Military Avenue at two locations. At the east end of Military and approximately 990 feet west. Peralta Avenue north of Military terminates at the emergency gate used only by police and fire towards Co Avenue. Seaside Middle School is situated just north of the gate. The traffic generated in this area is either residents or drop-off and pickup for Seaside Middle School students. The lot at 2095 Peralta Avenue is approximately 6,000 square feet with a 1,319 square foot single-family dwelling with attached two-car garage. The property has approximately 177 feet of street frontage measured from the west property line on Military to the south property line on Peralta. The second driveway is proposed to be placed off Military Avenue along the west property line. Seaside Municipal Code Section 17.34.120 and 17.30.100 provides requirements for second driveways. Seaside Municipal Code Section 17.34.120 driveways and site access outlines the requirements for driveways of single-family dwellings as follows. Single-family dwellings and duplexes. A single-family dwelling or duplex shall be allowed one driveway except that a parcel within the RS-8 or RS-12 zones with a frontage of 200 feet or more may have two separate driveways, provided that they are separated by a minimum of 100 feet or lesser distance as approved by the city engineer based on considerations of site topography and traffic safety. Per the above stated code, section 2095 Peralta Avenue does not meet the requirements for a second driveway off of Military Avenue due to the fact that the street frontage is less than 200 feet and the distance between driveway is less than 100 feet. However, the city engineer can approve a lesser distance based upon considerations of site topography and traffic safety. Military Avenue at this location of the proposed second driveway is fairly flat and straight. Due to the fact that 2095 Peralta is a corner lot and each driveway are located on a different street and the distance between driveways is adequate, the above requirements can be reduced. With regards to safety, the Seaside Municipal Code Section 17.30.100 setback requirements and exceptions outlines the limitations of setbacks with regards to parking as follows. Limitations on the use of setbacks. Parking. Required covered and uncovered residential parking spaces shall not be located with required front or street side setback areas. Temporary or overnight Parking is allowable within the required front and side street setback areas only on paved concrete or hard permeable surface driveways. Required residential parking spaces may be located within a required side or rear setback area, provided that they are separated from the side or rear property line by a minimum of 3-foot wide landscape buffer other than the side used for vehicle access and are not located within a traffic safety visibility area in accordance with subsections 17.30.030. Based upon the above analysis, it is recommended to approve the application's request for a second driveway off Military Avenue with the following conditions. The driveway design shall be in conformance with Seaside Municipal Code Section 17.30.100, 3-foot wide landscape buffer, and Seaside Municipal Code Section 17.30.030E to provide safe egress and ingress. And per building permit number 2557, applicant is to obtain a separate encroachment permit for construction of proposed driveway approach and new sidewalk, curb, and gutter. Prior to final inspection, any curb, gutter, and sidewalk damage during construction shall be replaced by licensed concrete contractor in conformance with the most current applicable engineering standards and upon the prior issuance of encroachment permit from the Public Works Department. Thank you.
Thank you. Does any of the committee have any questions? Good. Just one question, I think probably for Mr. Medina, is that this went to the, I assume the Planning Commission to get initially approved for the ADU. Is that a correct statement?
Now, ADUs are a ministerial use by state law, which is a permitted use. So a resident can convert a portion of the house attached to create the ADU. In state law, it's 50% of the house, 800 square feet, whichever is larger can be the size. And the replacement of the garage can be anywhere on the site. In this case, their replacement parking would be in the driveway of the existing dwelling.
Okay, thank you. I'm just going to leave it at that.
But of course, they're asking for the additional parking aside from what they have in the current driveway, from what I've read in the report.
Thank you. Any other questions? Seeing none, let's go back out to the public. And Ms. Dolan, were there any comments from the public?
Yes, we have 4. The first is from Mr. Aquino. He says, "Greetings of peace. We appreciate your help in reviewing our application. The main purpose is to allow our in-laws/tenants to be able to park safely to access the dwelling unit. We feel that with a favorable response from the community, and our dear neighbors, it will be beneficial to all. We will abide by all city compliance requirements as necessary. Thank you for all your commitment and dedication to our place, City of Seaside. Thank you again from Ben and Marie Aquino and family."
Thank you.
We have another one. Says, "We are the Perea Cohens and have resided at the and own 2070 Military Avenue in Seaside, California, which is right next door, and are in our 20th year. The entire neighborhood are single-family homes, garage to garage or garage to house, constructed for privacy, and no house has 2 driveways. Our front door is about 25 to 30 feet from this proposed driveway, which has just been a yard all these years. Rumor has it that he's turning the garage into a 2-bedroom apartment with the front door of the new construction facing our property, not the street. They are wanting to create another driveway right on the other side of our fence. They already have a dirt driveway with cars parked in it next to XXXX Peralta Avenue. In addition to their cement driveway, so they'll now have 3 driveways. What is this, a used car lot? Right on the other side of our living room wall, 10 feet, is this structure being worked on. Noisy as heck, drills, jackhammers, pounding, and now all of the people and traffic pulling into the proposed driveway, and the resultant noise will affect both our mental health and the property value here. Imagine yourself in this predicament, having 20 years of privacy being taken away from you. It is noisy as heck with additional people and vehicles feet from your property with property values involved. It would be truly interrupt our living situation. This has been a quiet neighborhood without problems until now. We were never informed of the building and or noise that would be and is going on. There are also environmental issues with cars being parked right next to our yard. There already have been problems with this address and the cars. Perhaps you would like to come see the situation before approving this additional driveway. A look would be worth 1,000 words. Just the fact that a 2-bedroom apartment facing our home is supposedly in progress without our having knowledge ahead of time, and now a driveway from the apartment is rather upsetting. We pay hefty property taxes at our address, and it was our understanding that this entire neighborhood would remain single-family homes. Thank you for taking the time. Mike and Wendy Perea Cohen. We have another one. It says, I have lived in this neighborhood for over 20 plus years, and the house at 2095 Peralta has always had good curb appeal, looking very nice and blended into the rest of the homes in the neighborhood for many years. When these people moved in 2 years ago, it turned it into a trashy looking house with all kinds of junk and cars on the yard and driveway and dog tied onto the front tree barking. Many neighbors are asking what happened to this house. This house has 8 cars, 5 of them parked on the street. Are they registered and insured? 2 in the main driveway, and they use a secondary dirt driveway to park 1 car in the backyard with all the other rubbish they have. With this many cars parked on the street, the sweeper truck can't even do its job. Now the nearest homes in the area value have gone down. Who wants to live near this mess? Another driveway will eliminate street parking for others, which is so desperately needed by residents. Also, for the many school parents picking up their kids from Seaside Middle School daily the afternoon. They don't need another driveway to park more junk cars on. Thank you for understanding. And the next one says, the second driveway will have a negative impact on 1, public safety, 2, neighborhood property values. Public safety. The sidewalk area of Military Avenue where the second driveway is proposed is highly trafficked by pedestrians. Not only is the sidewalk used daily as a pedestrian walkway by school children to and from the Seaside Middle School, it is utilized by pedestrians walking with their dogs and families to the cul-de-sac pedestrian gate that leads to the green belts of Old Fort Ord. Allowing a non-essential driveway where vehicles will intersect that pedestrian traffic increases the risk of an injurious, if not fatal, accident. Neighborhood property values. The neighborhood where this second driveway is proposed is zoned for single-family residences. Allowing this proposed second non-essential driveway will negatively impact the property value of my home and my neighbor's home. Curb appeal is a term used in the real estate field when evaluating real property. The second proposed driveway will negatively affect the neighborhood by giving it a more high dense and congested appearance. As a side note, the picture in the packet of 2095 Peralta for this committee's review is not an accurate depiction. The front yard is currently filled with clutter and a storage structure that resembles an outhouse / portable toilet. It is not an outhouse, it just resembles one. In reviewing the packet submitted to this committee for review, I noticed that the second proposed driveway does not meet the regulation requirements pursuant to code section 17.30.100, but that the city engineer in its discretion is recommending approval. It is unclear if the city engineer was aware of how highly trafficked by pedestrian this sidewalk is. For the reasons I stated above, and in light of the fact that this is not an essential driveway to the house, I respectfully request that the applicant's request for the second driveway off of Military Avenue be denied. Thank you for consideration. Deborah Gola. And that is the last one. I haven't received anymore.
Okay, thank you. Mr. Badina or Mr. Otmar, do you have any responses to those comments? Or then if not, I'll ask a question or two maybe to.
So as the acting city engineer, I will comment that I've been to the site and I do feel that it is safe to install the second driveway as proposed, and therefore would meet the requirement for allowing the second driveway.
Great.
Yes, as a permitted use, there is no public notice required. It is permitted. We're currently under state law. You are allowed to, you can convert a garage to an accessory dwelling unit, and it'd be permitted without any public notice. It's ministerial use. And there is hours of construction that can be that are regulated from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. during the week, and from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. on weekends and holidays.
Okay. Just, does the community have any questions? I just have a couple questions, then we'll move it forward. Seeing none, just, I would guess, Mr. Altmeyer, the city is promoting ADUs as a method for increased housing per state law or city goals. Is that a true statement?
Yes, although I would actually defer to the planning department on that, but yes, that's my understanding.
Well, the state is promoting the ADUs as an alternative type of housing, and the cities are required to provide that as a ministerial use. And currently, our laws are in are per state law in terms of the size, dimension, requirements for an accessory dwelling unit. They could be slightly smaller, but in our case, we allow up to the maximum allowed under the state law. But still, the parking areas are not any different. The city would not be able to provide any additional requirements to restrict an ADU based on parking.
And by having the garage there, and they would have to drive into the drive, it keeps one less car off the street parking. Is that a correct statement?
Yes, that driveway, existing driveway should be able to have 2 cars. That's a 2-car garage.
So it'll potentially take 1 or 2 cars off the streets rather than increased parking on the street. And then is it a 2-bedroom complex, or is it they mentioned that, is it a one, not that it matters, but is it a 2-bedroom or 1-bedroom, do you know? I don't think
I
it
have
matters.
not looked, it would not matter because it's received a building permit. So the size of the bedrooms are in compliance with the building code.
Okay, that's good. Good. And is there any other comments? If not, if somebody wants to make a
Well,
motion
I
for
did have a
consent-
question for Scott. The reference to 1730-100, that is the line of sight, correct?
Correct. So the staff recommendation is to allow the second driveway that is constructed in conformance with 1730-100, which has the site visibility requirements for any driveway. So,
Yeah, correct. What that's referencing is that you could not have a fence taller than 4 feet within that 15 by 15 line of sight area. It's not referencing the vehicle that's parked there, but it's any of the shrubbery or fencing that would be surrounding the driveway.
there is a site visibility triangle that's referenced. So yes, they have to demonstrate through their encroachment permit application that they can satisfy that requirement. Initially, our site view shows that that's possible, but they would have to meet the setback requirement as well, the 3-foot buffer, and then also the site distance, site safety triangle.
Right, and the current fencing that's there now it's the same fencing currently. It's that white picket fence.
Yes.
Yes. Okay.
And just
So yeah,
one last-
in the encroachment permit, we would just have to verify that any fencing that's installed or replaced in the future would be no higher than 4 feet.
So, okay, I don't know what our current code is on that, Rick. Do we have the,
It's the fencing. What this is referencing is the fencing. So the fencing that's along for instance, they could not come to this property and build a 6-foot fence along that street side property or extend the fence back 6 feet along the edge of that driveway. That driveway would have to maintain no shrubbery or fencing taller than 4 feet along that line of sight triangle.
okay,
So a hedge, for instance, you couldn't build a hedge that would be, 6 feet tall.
Just one last question, and Ms. Dolan or Mr. Altmeyer, in the person making the request, they said they were willing to abide by all rules and regulations and guidelines set forth by the city to make sure that it met all standards. That's what I heard. Is that correct?
Jasmine, the email that the applicant sent, I believe.
I'm pretty confident it said he's gonna more than meet the standards and guidelines and all regulations required. Just to verify
Um,
that one.
His email says, we will abide by all city compliance requirements as necessary.
Right, that's what I thought. I just wanted to verify that. So hearing all that, is there a willingness for someone to make an action statement?
So in this process, through the chair,
Yes, sir.
so the public comment that we received, that is the public comment. Then there's no other, like, it's different from when we've done, but yeah,
Yes.
we've closed the public comment.
Yeah, okay, we've closed the public comment and Ms.
Okay.
Jasmine said earlier that there was no additional public comment.
Okay, thank you.
So is anyone wanting to make a motion?
Now I'll make a motion to approve staff recommendation on the second driveway.
Is there a second?
Second.
Okay. Roll call vote. You went away, but so can you guys hear me? Your pictures went away.
Now we hear you. We're
Okay,
just waiting for Jasmine to come back on.
Okay.
Jasmine, you muted. No,
We're doing a roll call vote, Jasmine.
You guys should be able to hear me.
I can hear
yeah,
you.
we got
Now
you
we
now.
can. Yep.
Okay. Sorry. All right, Councilmember Pacheco,
Yes.
DC Velas,
Yes.
Chief Dempsey,
Yes?
Rick Medina,
Yes.
Scott Otmar.
Yes,
Okay, item passes unanimously.
Going on to item number 6, any staff communication? Seeing none or seeing no notification. Let's go on to item 7. Is there a motion to adjourn?
motion to
Is there
adjourn.
a second? I
Second.
think I heard a second. All in favor? Oh, you can't do that. Roll call.
Councilmember Pacheco,
Yes.
DC Velas,
Yes.
Chief Dempsey,
Yes.
Rick Medina,
Yes.
Scott Otmar.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you all very much. The next meeting looks like June 16th. Thank you.
All right, thank you.
Bye-bye. Oh, you're back. Now you're away.